Hey everybody, here's another video on foreskin positivity and how great it is to be the owner of a whole intact penis. Um, it's one of those things that I never try to make a guy feel bad or feel inadequate in any way because he doesn't have a foreskin. That wasn't his choice the vast majority of the time. Often that decision was made for him, and that is what I am trying to stop. It's one of those things that no one should take away the foreskin of another person. But, it's having the foreskin is something that is just so awesome that it's like one of those things I just want to tell people about it, and hopefully they will kind of get to know for themselves in some way, shape, or form that that what I'm saying is the truth, and I speak not only from the scientific knowledge of having done the research, but also from having one myself. It's one of those things that just many people just either don't think about it, or it's been so ingrained in their minds that guys that are not circumcised are dirty, or they stink, or something like that. One of the things that people will say to me or other guys who are not circumcised, they're like, well, okay, as long as it's clean. To me that says, okay, they've bought into that idea that we are automatically dirtier or non-hygienic or something, or they'll tolerate it, and it's like, that's not the right attitude. It's when you come across a guy that has foreskin, that's something that's awesome and fantastic and cool, and that's what we need to really kind of get people to realize, is that having a foreskin is cool. It is normal. It is the thing. It's the way it's supposed to be. And the more that we can kind of get that into people's heads, the more they will start thinking of the intact penis as that's the norm. That's the way it's supposed to be. Once again, guys that it's been removed, it's like, that really sucks. And I feel bad for those guys because something was taken from them without their permission. And, also peer pressure is a powerful thing. And that's one of the things is I wanted to also help guys who do have their foreskins to be proud about it and to be willing to speak up and say so. Not to be embarrassed or feel bad or even apologetic. Like, a guy should never be apologetic to anyone for having their foreskin. If someone doesn't like the fact that you have your foreskin, well, too bad for you, your loss. Don't ever apologize, like, oh, yeah, I know, I'm not circumcised, sorry. Don't ever apologize for that. No, be proud about it. If someone doesn't like that, then too bad. Foreskin is awesome, and that's what we need to keep really pushing that fact home and getting everybody to really realize that and to be able to acknowledge that, and just not kind of be like, well, okay, as long as. No, not as long as. That makes it sound like, okay, you're just merely gonna put up with it. And it's like, no, that is not the way it's supposed to be. No, that should be the norm. This should be what it should be like. One of the things that kind of bugs me, I hear people say this all the time, well, it looks just the same when it's hard or when it's erect. And it's almost like they're trying to say, well, it's not so bad, it's not so different. It looks just like a cut one when it's hard. And I'm kind of like, why would you want to look just like a cut one? Be proud that you have that foreskin. Now, some guys, when they get hard, the foreskin does automatically retract behind the head of their penis and their head's exposed. But not everybody. Mine does not. When I get erect, my foreskin stays covering the head of my penis until the foreskin gets pulled back. Until it gets pulled back by hand, it stays covered. And that is completely and absolutely normal. Now, yes, I do have a good amount of foreskin, and that may be one of the reasons why it stays covered until it gets manually retracted. But many other guys who are intact also stay covered, until it gets pulled back or whatever. Automatic retraction is not like a thing. I mean, yes, it happens, but it's not like, well, this is the way it's supposed to be. There's a wide variety. Some guys have short foreskins, some have longer foreskins, some have very long foreskins. Some stay covered until it gets pulled back. Some it automatically retracts. Some it retracts like halfway when they're hard, unless someone pulls it back. So there's a whole variety. But we should be trying to get people to realize that having a foreskin is awesome. The look of the foreskin is awesome. We shouldn't be trying to kind of minimize the fact of having foreskin by saying, well, it looks just the same when it's hard. No. When I'm hard, I don't look like I'm circumcised. I never look like I'm circumcised. So, I always try to speak up when I hear that, just to try to get that idea across that, no, be proud of it. Whether you're hard or whether you're soft. You can look like you're not circumcised because, in fact, you're not. Be proud of it. And don't try to kind of say, oh, well, it looks just the same. No, it does look different. But it looks different because the foreskin is supposed to be there. That's how it's supposed to look. So be proud of it and own it. Have a great week.